Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 14, Episode 4 of the Timeline, January 6th, 2026. I'm recording today. I pray to God to help it to be easy for me. I start my day to go to the cemetery before I start the recording. At 2:10 p.m., I pull up to Megan's area first. The picture shows south of the electrical pole to the existing tree. In the second picture shows a piece of candy in the area where we place Megan's flowers at. And on west is the newly set in headstone with trinkets on it. The next picture is of the same. The fourth picture is a close-up picture of the piece of candy and the ground. It's a red and white peppermint candy. In the fifth picture, Madison is walking up to Megan's area. I take 3 more pictures of her, and in the ninth picture, Madison lays pretty pink and white flowers on the ground to stick them in the ground west of the existing tree for Megan. The 10th picture, Madison is sticking one by one in the ground area where we know we laid her to rest. In the 11th picture shows the same. Madison sticking the flowers in the ground and also in the next 2 pictures. In the 14th picture, I take a photo standing where Megan was laid to rest to the south. As I've said before, these headstones are way off. They are scattered and too close together. The 15th picture, I'm standing west of Megan's beautiful flowers, and in the next picture, it's of the same but with 4 birds flying by in the background. Madison takes 3 more pictures of me with Megan, and in the 20th picture, it's of Madison standing near Megan's flowers. The 21st picture is of the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign to the tree and onto Megan's flowers, and on west to the newly set in headstone, and south are headstones that don't belong. The next picture is of the same area. The 23rd picture is of the full view from the electrical pole to the tree. And let me explain. The existing tree. It's the south tree. In the next picture, it's taken from the southeast. It shows the double headstones to the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign and onto the tree, the same tree. To headstones to the west, the south, and the north, and the northeast. We visit with Megan a little longer, and I went to visit Wyatt. His first and second pictures is of Madison walking up to his headstone from the west side of the cemetery. In the third picture, Madison is at Wyatt's headstone, standing over him, and in the next 9 pictures, she is being silly cleaning up around his headstone. We laugh. In the 13th picture is of Wyatt's headstone as I stand with him. The 14th picture too. In the 15th picture, Madison is walking to the car, and I stay with Wyatt a little longer and take another photo. I then walk away to leave the cemetery. I thank God as I drive away, telling my angels I love them. When I get home, I sit to relax to get ready to record. Wish me luck. January 7th, 2026. Emily's podcast. Tribute to All Little Angels on Spotify, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcast, Podcast Index Audible, Listen Notes, RSS.com Community, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and also publicrss.com. Airs tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. And as my day gets started, Madison and I went to the country to help out our friend. Madison takes Christmas gifts with us from the family. He seems surprised. When we finished cleaning for him, we went to lunch. After eating, he wants to stop for milk and bananas. Madison gets them things for him and then to take him home. Madison and I soon went home ourselves. Later this evening, my sister Susie messages saying the entry of our podcast is accepted and aired. Soon after, I went to bed. January 8, 2026. It seems like a beautiful day. It is sunny, not too warm, not too cool, 68 degrees. I did get my day started and I went to the cemetery, a drive-through. I sat with Wyatt for a bit, then I pulled around to the west side of the cemetery to visit Megan. I can't tell if anything is unusual, so I walked around the area. I walked back to the car to sit to visit with her. I sat quietly singing happy birthday to someone who went way too soon. Rest in peace, my friend. Sometime later, I start to pull away, looking out at Babyland 6th West. I said a short prayer and pulled away to leave the cemetery, telling my angels I loved them. On my way home, I stop at Madison's to visit for a little bit, to then go home. January 9th, 2026. My eyes are open and I thank God. I have plans today to spend time with my youngest granddaughter. We went to lunch and we went to a few different stores and we laughed. When I take her home, I visit and then I went home. And I thank God for today and every day. January 10th, 2026. This morning, before Madison and I were ready to go to our friend's house, I work in the screenplay. And as time went by, I'm getting it caught up to where the present time is, as I'm doing with the podcast. I tell the story from the very beginning and now to the end. When Madison is ready, I went to pick her up and we head to the country. When we arrive, he's asleep. I start washing dishes he has dirty, and I swept the floor while Madison folds clothes. He woke up. I finish up, and when Madison is done and he is ready, we went to the stores. We help him, and when we are done, I take him home to help him get in, and a short time later, Madison and I leave. Madison did have a few errands to do, so I drive her to do them before taking her home. January 11th, 2026. When I wake up this morning, I thank God. My phone rings to us going out to check on our friend's project. Madison and I went. Everything looks as though it's coming along nicely, and we are happy for that. Madison and I leave the area to stop at a few stores to taking Madison home, and I take myself home too. January 12th, 2026. A little warmer today than the past few days. I stay in to work on the screenplay. I wish I had more time to work on it, but I think It's not in a rush. I will get it done, just later than sooner. January 13th, 2026. Before I do much of anything today, I clean, I put my last load of laundry in the dryer, and I swept floors to clean before going to the cemetery this afternoon. At 2:30 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt's area. I snap a couple pictures and I sit to visit him. A short time later, I went to visit Megan. As I pull up, the first photo is of the southeast headstone and onto the top of the rock headstone to other headstones to the west and the Mother Mary statue. In the second picture, it shows Megan's area close up of the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign east of the existing tree. There is also Megan's flowers stuck in the ground west of the existing tree, and a few headstones that are out of their location. The third picture taken is from the southeast, the same area as in picture 2, to showing more headstones to the south of the existing tree. These headstones are out of their location. In the fourth picture, it shows the heart headstones with headstones to the south and to the west. The newly set in headstone shows in this picture with trinkets sitting on top. The next picture is taken more of the south area from the north side of the southeast headstone area now to the south of the electrical pole. In the sixth picture, it shows a partial of the newly set in drain to the west to the black and white Babyland sign, to the out of their place double headstones, and on to the blue and white Babyland 6th West sign, and on west to the existing tree, to Megan's flowers, and on west to the newly set in headstone. There are headstones to the south of this lineup that are out of their location. The seventh picture, it shows just south of the existing tree to the north. These headstones are out of the location. The next picture is of the same, just a few feet more north. The eighth picture shows from the existing tree to the north where the location was where the north tree sat. In the ninth picture, I stand north in an area where I took the same picture of back in 1999, the day of Megan's funeral, from the electrical pole to the north. There is no north tree in this picture today, but there was in the picture I took at Megan's funeral. No way these headstones are in their correct location. Compare the pictures. In the 10th picture, I take this picture as I leave the cemetery to where the grass fire ended, going toward the entrance. I took 15 more pictures of the fire area and I leave the cemetery. And for some reason leaving, my heart is heavy. I take a short drive listening to music until I feel better, and then I soon went home. January 14th, 2026. I have a lunch date with my great niece Carla. We went to a cute little quaint tea room, and I love it here. It's calming. It's relaxing too. And I love trying and drinking the different flavored teas. We did have a good day. Thank you, Carla. On our way home, we stop at a shoe store to see if there is any new styles or sales. Carla bought a pair. I did not. When we finish, I take Carla home, and I went home too. It's quiet this evening, so I did write a few pages in the screenplay, and then I call it a day. January 15th, 2026. I'm not busy this morning or afternoon yet, so I did start a couple pages for the podcast episode. I wrote 4 pages when my phone rang and our friend wants us to come to his house. Madison is busy, so I went myself. When I arrive, he wants to go check on his project. So we did. When we get there, there are workers here, and he's happy to see it. While at the project site, though, Madison calls and wants to meet for lunch. When myself and my friend is finished, we met Madison for lunch, and it was such a nice surprise. When we finish, I drive our friend home, and Madison went home. January 16th, 2026. I'm so grateful. I spent the morning writing a few more pages for an episode coming up this next week. When I finish about another 5 pages, I set it aside to go with Madison to run errands. Have a good day. January 17th, 2026. I love receiving pictures. Pictures of my babies, all of my babies, my granddogs. Yes, I received a few pictures of my granddog Nala and then of Stella Bella. They are so funny from the way pets act. I then get ready to go pick up our friend to go to check on his project. When I pull in, there is workers here. I park and just sit for a little while my friend gets out and walks around as he did not do the other day. I did take a few pictures so I could show their work in progress. Well, I took about 10 pictures. When he finishes and gets back in the truck, we leave and I take him home. When I get home, I sit to relax for the evening. January 18th, 2026. I thank God. I'm going to finish writing the episode to get it done. Everyone have a good day. January 19th, 2026. I did get the episode written. I also reread it and I timed it too. It is ready to record. If I don't get it done today, I will do it tomorrow. Madison and I soon went to our friend's house. When we get back home and I get home, I receive a phone call saying I need to leave the state. So as I pack our luggage and I get done, I have to record tonight. I start. It takes me 6 tries, with prayers included, to help me to get through it and to get it done. I did, and then went to bed. Have a good night. January 20th, 2026. Madison and I are on our way to Indiana. We will arrive late tonight. On our way up, we'd look at tourist sites to stop at on our way back home. And from this day until this Friday morning, we leave to travel home. We did stop at a store we'd seen on the way up. We didn't have much time because we are racing against a snowstorm moving toward us. We did get caught in it about the last 30 minutes of our trip before we arrived home. The weekend, I recuperate. January 26, 2026. I still feel I need to relax, but I know I can't. I clean up, I do laundry from the trip, and I relax the rest of the day. January 27th, 2026. We are snowed in and have been for a couple days. January 28, 2026. It's still cold, but we did get out. Spent the afternoon out going to stores and to get gas, and only because we haven't been out in 3 days. January 29th, 2026. We are thawing out. The roads are clearer now, so we did get out, Madison and I. We also went out to lunch, and then I take her home, and I went home. I relax until bed. January 30th, 2026. Waking up this morning, I take a deep breath. I have to make myself calm down. I drink some hot tea and sit back. And all I can think about is, wow, I'm not sure what the heck some people are thinking, but I'll move on. A little while later, I went to the cemetery. At 1:57 p.m., I pull up to Wyatt's area. I snap a couple pictures from the street. I sit with him for a few minutes, and then I pull around to visit Megan. As I pull up, I take a full view picture of Babyland 6th West. Megan's flowers are here, and of course, that's a good to see. In the second picture, it's of Megan's area close up. There is snow on the ground. In the third picture, it's of the southeast headstone to seeing the top of the rock headstone, and on west the headstones and the Mother Mary statue. The fourth picture is taken from the northeast area, seeing the black and white Babyland sign, the view of Babyland 6th West area from the big brown headstone, which should sit more north on the north side of the east-west street corner. The next picture is of the same view, but you see the newly set in drain. When I'm done taking pictures, I sit to think. I pray to God and I talk with Megan and Wyatt, my angels. And sometime later, I leave the cemetery to go home, to breathe, to just breathe. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.